Okay, well, thank you all for being here, and as you heard me say earlier, the purpose of why we're being here today, I'm going to invite up, we have an honored guest who, without this gentleman, this brother, Brother Sean McGarvey, we would not have been able to put forth the strategic plan. And this strategic plan has one goal only, and that's to put New Hampshire workers and New Hampshire families to work, men and women, with wages and benefits on good paying jobs so they can stay here. So with that, Brother McGarvey, would you please come up and...
New Hampshire workers for New Hampshire work. When you use your influence to help us achieve that, you've raised the standard of living for the people that you represent as your constituency, who happen to be our members or maybe not, or potential members. But you raise the whole state up. And our members are very, very smart. They pay attention, they listen to the radio, they watch the news, they read the newspaper. And they ask the questions on why we have the inability at times to get things accomplished when those people, when they were interested in our support, came and said they would. And all we ask is at the end of the day, when we're successful together on November 4th, and we celebrate, when the real hard work starts, that you don't forget who helped get you there. Because we will be right there next to you, all along the way, reminding you of what's important to the members that we represent in the middle class in New Hampshire. So thank you for all that you do, and we're looking forward to a great victory this November in New Hampshire.
We're going to put on another little piece for the rest of our elected officials to see what exactly New Hampshire Workers for New Hampshire Work is all about.
We are your community. We use your hospital. We pay for your services. We want to be able to build your building. If Elliott Hospital is by law required to operate in the community benefit, part of that community benefit is letting your community build Elliott Hospital at River's Edge, especially when we know we've got some of the best trained, most highly skilled workers available. And if we can really focus on having New Hampshire workers build New Hampshire's infrastructure, build New Hampshire's building, that is going to build the entire economy for the state of New Hampshire.
Paul is very, very proud to be a union-loving congressman because he fundamentally understands that unions are a fundamental part of the way that we build a stronger middle class in this country. And it's awfully, awfully important that we keep him there because he's standing up for the right things. He stood up and voted for a higher minimum wage. He stood up on countless occasions and worked with Ed and members of the building trades to try to get answers to why it is that there aren't enough New Hampshire jobs, and he'll continue to do that. And he's also stood up for the Employee Free Choice Act, which he fundamentally believes in, and which once we all work hard to re-elect Paul Hodes and to elect President Obama, we are confident that President Obama will sign into law and repeal right-to-work laws in countless states across this country and make it easier for working men and women to join a union, get higher wages, better benefits, and the representation that they deserve.
And the rhetoric I'm talking about is the anti-union rhetoric that is being repeated over and over and over again to influence this year's elections. It's not going to work to turn our citizens against our unions, because our unions are our friends, our families, our relatives.
There is an educational process here that we need to get out to the public about what the unions provide in terms of good local jobs and protection for the security and the financial stability of our citizens.
And ultimately, the story of unions is about the story of hope and determination and human dignity. And when we work for human dignity, when we insist on treating each other as we'd like to be treated, which is all that unions do, we raise everyone up. And we begin to do that wonderful thing which our Constitution compels us to do, which is to work every day for a more perfect country, a more perfect union. That's what the union movement is really about.